You gotta be able to put your hard hat and your boots on. Cause I'm ready to go to work. I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
So I want to go off what you just said, Chi, putting boots on the ground, ready to go to work. So we know we got a very, very important election coming up in November.
Yes,
but
sir.
The most important election is the local election. First,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
The president, I could deal with that right there. But if I need to get my local community in order, you know, first and foremost, and a lot of people in here saying, you know, election. It starts at the election. Okay, we know it starts at the election. We know it starts with votes. How do we get our people out to vote, bro? How do we get them out there?
You gotta go. You gotta set up a perimeter, and you gotta go house to house. And get what? You gotta realize this here. The most important thing. I mean, I tell people, man. I've been knowing you for a long time, me. You've been knowing me for a long time. Man, I've been around. I grew up around these politics all my life. I know what they're doing politics, the backstabbing, the talking about each other. Man, I know it. But that's not my concern. Yeah. That's not my concern at all. Man, it's a crooked world, man. Politics is a crooked world. Guess what? Right now, all the politicians coming out, they're smiling. I mean, all of them got to teach Snow White. They're smiling, they're shaking hands. Yeah. But guess what? Where you been for the last so many years? Where you been in? That's the problem we got to get to our people. We cannot be fooled with this old handshaking, smiling faces, passing McDonald's out to the community right now. We can't. That got to go.
So that got to go. Y'all. Check this out, Chi.
Oh God.
Chi and Shentelle, y'all check this out. So I got a text message just now from a good friend of mine, and she asked me a very important question, and I was going to get to that. I was going to get to her. And Chi, you might know more about this than Shentelle, and Shentelle, you might know about this. Mm-hmm. Why do the people continue to support, quote unquote, the black machine in Donaldsonville?
Well, I think about it. We got.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right, Cheech? You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Exactly. Well, we got a few of these guys that never had opposition before. I mean, they had opposition, but they was put there. So I mean, nobody never stepped up to challenge these guys. Nobody never stepped up to challenge them. So if you have nobody to challenge you, you just walk back in the seat. I mean, guess what? Think about this here. Think about anybody who can sit in the office for X amount of years and will never be challenged and receive a check and just grab the check. I'm not saying that money is important to them people. Right. I mean, all them guys on that council got a few dollars. They got money. And I ain't saying they're rich, but they're all right. They're all right. You know, none of them poor. Okay, right. But they still accepting the money. But I mean, nobody challenged them. But guess what? 2020, coronavirus here, and challenges here. So that's what it's about. It's about challenging. Everybody must be challenged. I talked to a guy the other day, been in politics. Let me tell you, and believe it or not, me and Governor Edward Edwards, I know you know him. Everybody knows Governor Edwards. Me and Governor Edwards real close. I mean, me and Governor Edwards was jam at the hip. I mean, we talk all the time. I got a lot of knowledge from him, man. I mean, a lot of knowledge from him, you know. And he always tell me, he said, man, I don't care what you do in life. If you're a politician, if you're not challenged, you don't fear the threat.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You don't feel threatened if you're not challenged. Yeah. So guess what? The challenge is coming. Coming.
Yeah.
So that's right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, Shentelle, you got something to say on the Shentelle?
Well, I was basically saying, like, you know, just think about it as your family members. Okay, so you've been, let's just say, living in a house with your family members for 15 years. Let's just say that, right? So everybody as far as the family members, everybody knows every secret, everything, how much money you got, what you did good, what you did bad, what you look like, you know. So right. that's very sacred, right? So right. In my opinion, it's just only an opinion.
Right.
That's why I think the machine keeps being the machine, because everybody sees them collectively doing the same thing, whether it's dirt, whether it's good, whether it's whatever, together. Nobody wants to shed light on the next person of what they're doing, so they continuously keep moving like this machine together. Okay, that's just my opinion. I don't know, because I've never been this political. I've never been in any of those seats, but it boggles my mind to you know, I am a voter. I had to vote some of these people, and it scares people to vote. Do you realize people don't want to vote? Do you realize previously people just was lazy and they decided they didn't want to vote because were their voice going to be heard? I mean, right. Why would I vote? What's going to happen new? You have to show them, not by just talking to them. Okay, what we did historically the other day could have passed out. I almost had to pour water on me.
Right.
I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. If I need to hit every block beginning with Nolan Street, I'll do it. Okay, and in every other block, and I'm gonna walk it and then show you. We don't want to say me. The CCC, we want to show by action that we're trying to do something different. We're trying to change the perspective on how people were thinking before. We want you to be excited, and we want you to realize that, like I saw somebody put on there, the younger generation is hungry. Yes, we are hungry for change. We want new opportunities. We need education. We need to bring new ideas to get these people out of poverty. We need to show people how to own their own homes and not allow their homes to be adjudicated to death. You know, we need to do this. One more point I wanted to make, because I wrote it on my little thing.
Go ahead, man. The floor is y'all, man. Y'all,
listen,
it's y'all.
The African American Museum.
Okay.
It's one of the first places, and I don't want to get teary-eyed, but let me tell you. Daryl Hambrick is a blessing. I've been in Donaldsonville for a while. I have visited the African American Museum before. But recently, when I visited the African American Museum along with my CCC members and other citizens, it'll literally bring you to tears, guys. I have somebody else that I talked to that they said they are ashamed. They've never been in the African American Museum. I vow, and let me tell you, I don't know if I can do this here or not, but I'm asking. I know it's COVID. I think we all need to at least visit the African American Museum once. We need to know our history so that way we can know what our future should be. This is something that's there for you to do. And the African American Museum hadn't been funded like they're supposed to be funded, and we're predominantly Black here. Why wouldn't you want to go and support and learn your history and know, what these people died of, the fight that they had to do? So I commend, Mr. Daryl Hambrick. I commend Miss Kathy Hambrick. That's an example right there that they're showing you. They're putting something there for you to come see history. They educated themselves long before I ain't even been there to let you know that that's out there. And I think everybody needs to at least visit. Everybody in the community of Donaldsonville and surrounding areas. I know it's COVID going on, but get in touch with Mr. Daryl Hambrick. Make an appointment and let him, go through there and see your history. It's very important. It's very important.
And you know what? That you're absolutely right, Shentelle. I mean, if people looking at us on Facebook right now, y'all see our skin color. Y'all know we African American. We know who we are. That place in Donaldsonville, man, I remember when they started that museum. And to see where it came from to where it has evolved to today and still moving, every parent in Donaldsonville needs to have their children at that museum at some time, at some point. Let those kids go through there. There's a lot of very important information there about our heritage, where we come from, about people right there locally from Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
Mr. Julian, Dr. Brazier. So on and so forth. It's a lot, but I don't want to miss this because Kurt just not said something in the chat room that was very important. Chichi, I don't want to shift too far, but he made a good point just now. Yes. I didn't even know this, but it's a good point. He said we also need air quality monitoring by the primary school because of the proximity of CF. And I passed it all the time, and it never dawned on me how close CF is. To DES.
Yeah.
That isn't that, Kurt, man. I appreciate that comment, Kurt. Yeah. That's very important, man. That's something also that the DCC, what you are a part of, that's something else that can be brought up because for real, it never dawned on me, man. We pass it all the time.
Yeah.
It never dawned on me the close proximity of CF.
But I thought one time they did bring that up. I'm not sure when.
Yeah, it was brought up a few years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they were worried about that. I don't know if they measured the air quality or not, but you're absolutely right. that's horrible to have the kids right next to that and expect them to thrive.
Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, I worked at CF maybe 2 years, man. Let me tell you something. That ammonia is probably one of the strongest things you can deal with. Man, that plant is the biggest ammonia plant in the United States of America. And if that ammonia gets to you a small whiff of it, you would take out running and know where you're going. I mean, I always figure out, man, why did they ever closed Western St. John and Lowry. I mean, me and Shentelle, we was in 5th grade, man. That's our dream. We want to get across the bayou to Lowry. I mean, the kids can walk to school. Now, if you go across the bayou and look at Lowry, it looked like somebody threw a hand grenade in it, and all the doors bust down, the windows bust down. And at one time, God was trying to get that place. I think, the matter of fact, I think the preachers were trying to get that thing at one time.
Reverend Timothy
Campbell. And what they wanted to do was, they wanted to make it out like a school where you can get trades, man. You can get pipe fit. You can be a pipe fitter. You can be a welder. You can be an electrician. I mean, why not? You can have a daycare there. It could have been everything, but now it's falling to pieces, and it's eyesores across the body. I mean, if you're not gonna do nothing with it, tear it down. I mean, tear it down. If you're not gonna do nothing with it, you know. Yeah, exactly, man.
Leslie brought up a point about the census, okay? And I don't know if you guys, Eric, maybe you can talk more about it as well, but she said bring up the census. That's important too. I really believe that, because I think with the census, if when you're filling all this stuff out, that gives them an idea of who is where and what's going on. So I think the census is very important. Very important.
That's how you get your funding.
Yes.
Yep.
That's how you get the funding. So look, I got a good friend of mine who is actually advising me and giving me some important information. So in reference to the pollution, the monitoring, that'll be a Ken Brass question. Your state representative, Ken Brass. They voted him in. Let's make him accountable. Ken Brass is the person that you need to talk to about having monitoring of that school and that plant. So people that are listening in, that goes to your state representative office, Representative Ken Brass.
I will be sure to ask Mr. Ken Brass at work tomorrow. So you ain't got to worry about that. I'll see him tomorrow. Go spend my life in his life.
That's who has to be. That goes to the Secretary of State office. I think when I was dealing with the politics, a good friend of mine was running for state representative, and for some reason, man, the west side of the river, really shunned her out because of the machine, right? I don't know why, but I've dealt with it firsthand. So I know how these politics work, especially on the west side of the river. We had people tearing down and ripping up signs and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
And I had to tell her, baby, don't worry about the signs. Signs don't vote.
Signs don't vote. People do.
Yeah, people do. Yeah.
So, and I feel like she's a great person for the job. And I've told her, take off some time, get everything together, get back in it.
Yeah.
Fight, don't give up. And but that's for another show as well. But somebody asked me in this Evangeline Jackson asked me, what is the machine? She want to know what's the black machine. Well, you want to say it, Chichi, or you want me
to? you go ahead and say it. They already hey, I'm already the villain, man. I'm the villain to everybody,
I'm definitely not saying nothing.
The black machine is a gentleman in the Donaldsonville area and females that pretty much control the voters in Donaldsonville. And I know a lot of them. I'm going to call no names, but they kind of sway the people on who to vote for and who not to vote for. They might give them $50, $100 or whatever. Hey, give me your vote. Fried chicken and red beans. I'm gonna buy you a drink or something. That's how the votes are gotten in Donaldsonville. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I'll shut the hell up right now. But I know I'm not wrong because I've dealt with it firsthand. I told my friend when she was running, I'm not going in this club, and we're not buying nobody $400 and $500 worth of drinks to get your vote. I'm not doing that. I said a lot of people do that. So if I buy you a drink, I got your vote. Is that easy?
Wow.
I'm not.
That'd be your last drink, and you won't get money until another 4 more years later.
Right. Right.
I'm not doing that, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's about that, man.
It's deep, y'all. It's deep. It's deep. Man, it's deep. And it's a lot of work that got to be done. It's a lot of work that got to be done.
Right, but don't start doing something and then you take it back. So if you're going to buy me a drink because you need me to vote for you, or if you're going to say, look, I need you to vote for me, this is what I want to do, then do it. Don't talk about that. If you really want to do something, show them by action. You can't just say you want to do it. You get in the seat and then you drop the ball because people are watching. They're still being poverty is still happening. I found out the other day they were giving out McDonald's food to the